fight! Take the 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 fight!
He's on his own other level doing what he's doing. And I'm the only one who's really on this scene to step in and lace up the boots. So that's why on June 13th, we're going to beat the AO in Manchester and we're going to handle business.
Tommy Fury believes fighting Eddie Hall requires massive caution. While fans expect pure entertainment from this unique spectacle, the team prioritizes health and safety. Behind all the promotional hype, real responsibility exists. Tommy emphasizes that they are fully aware of the serious risks involved, making this fierce rivalry much more than just a regular show for the excited public.
Bro, you just went 4 rounds with what the f*** you talking about?
Tommy, you suck, bro!
Come on!
Tommy!
Eddie Hall expresses intense frustration after things fail to go as planned. He is deeply disappointed about missing the highly anticipated confrontation with John Fury. His strong emotional reaction reveals his personal investment in this fierce rivalry. Even in disappointment, Eddie maintains a sarcastic tone by suggesting a digital showdown, keeping the tension and drama alive despite the missed face-to-face encounter.
All the way around the board, because we think about his health. You know, obviously you guys and fight fans, you love to see him in the ring because he brings that entertainment, but we think of his health.
Tommy Fury completely prioritizes action over words during this intense build-up. By smartly avoiding messy online arguments with Eddie Hall, he prefers settling their personal dispute inside the ring. He allows external emotions to flow naturally while maintaining total focus on fight night. This strategic approach shows a calm, confident mindset, proving his upcoming performance will answer every single question.
I was looking forward to a good skirmish with good old John today. Well, there we go. We'll have to make do. Maybe we can get him in.
Eddie Hall highlights his massive size and weight advantage for this upcoming fight. He stresses that raw power and sheer mass cannot be ignored in this matchup. Suggesting the physical difference can change the outcome with one clean shot, Eddie believes his unique strength can end it instantly. This shows immense confidence in knockout potential despite being the less technical boxer.
Yes, that is the reason why I'm sat around the table. You know, I could have easily got on the phone to Eddie and had a back and forth, this and that, and said, oh, you can't say this, or I'll do this, or I'll do this. But no problem. I'll let these do the talking for me, Dad, on the 13th.
John Fury reacts to the tension by describing Eddie Hall as argumentative and disrespectful. He makes it clear that he refuses to tolerate that attitude from anyone. Willing to confront Eddie directly, John was ready to step in himself. However, Tommy took over the responsibility to settle it inside the ring, showing a united family handling rivalry through professional boxing.
Is sheer size. You know, I think there's going to be 100+ pounds in weight difference.
Yeah.
50 kilo. And I don't care who you are, if that catches.
Tommy Fury dismisses Eddie Hall's physical threat entirely during their intense build-up. He argues that brief moments of pushing and aggressive face-offs show no real strength advantage. Downplaying Eddie's power, Tommy questions his fighting credibility by calling him a blown-up middleweight rather than a heavyweight threat. This tactical psychological warfare aims to mentally weaken Eddie before they step into the ring.
Isn't he? You know, and I don't know why he chooses to say odd stuff to me. Because I won't stand it from nobody. I don't care if you're 40 stone and 8 foot tall. My intention was I was going to fight him, myself. But Tommy said, you know what, Dad?
Eddie Hall reflects on how this fierce rivalry escalated from verbal exchanges into an official fight contract. He claims his criticism of the Fury family's talk directly led to facing Tommy Fury. Eddie suggests Tommy serves as a representative for his family name. Expressing frustration and confidence, he questions their true intentions while acknowledging the challenge of fighting a trained boxer.
He's not very strong at all, because he pushed me like that. So the man's got no power. He's a blown-up middleweight. A very small guy, and he's going to get knocked spark out.
He was screaming, "I will kill you." I don't know whether he's directly
No, I was screaming that to him. I was screaming that to him.
I saw it come out of his mouth as well. So what do you make of that?
He must be copying me.
Frank Warren expresses absolute dislike for unnecessary drama surrounding this big fight. Making it clear that as a promoter he dislikes chaotic personal build-ups, he emphasizes that focus must remain on the actual matchup. His professional stance highlights that the fight already possesses enough natural appeal, suggesting there is absolutely no need for extra outside distractions or forced promotional controversy.
Saying he's a fighting man, fighting family, fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. So I just said you're all a bunch of fucking pussies, like full of shit. And before I know it, I had a contract to fight Tommy Fury pushed under my nose. So it feels as though he's pushed his youngest son out for the like a sacrificial lamb for the.
Duke McKenzie gives a business-driven view, explaining that moments like these fit the modern fight entertainment era. He suggests controversy and crossover appeal increase global attention and ticket sales, pulling in new audiences. From his perspective, the fight business thrives on spectacle, and incidents like this add immense commercial value to the event without harming the sport of boxing itself.
I think because you're a promoter, you like all that stuff. Me, I didn't like.
The analysis highlights the growing tension between fighters during promotional face-offs, explaining that while standard pushing is expected, crossing into open-handed slaps goes too far and raises safety concerns. He points out that security tries controlling these heated moments, but situations escalate quickly. Such incidents reflect modern fight promotion's intensity and the thin line between hype and total disorder.
But like I say, I don't see there's any harm in it. It didn't bring the sport into disrepute in any way. This is the show business world that we live in. There's the fight game and then there's the fight business. And from the business perspective, that's probably just sold another 1 million tickets. Well,
Dave Coldwell explains that small physical gestures like slapping an opponent's face completely change the tone of a rivalry. He emphasizes that while pre-fight build-ups feature jokes and hype, crossing physical boundaries makes things deeply personal. This action escalates tension instantly, pushing the rivalry into a dangerous psychological level where respect drops completely and raw emotions take full control before fight night.
I don't mind fighters pushing and shoving. Probably shouldn't be slapping each other at the face-off. Security did a pretty good job of corralling it while they could, but I thought it.
Tommy Fury breaks down the technical side of boxing, explaining that raw strength alone never guarantees punching power inside the ring. He notes outsiders assume the strongest man hits hardest, but true boxing depends on technique, timing, and proper mechanics. Tommy highlights how speed and correct form generate power. He prefers facing a slow, heavy opponent over a fast, skilled puncher.
That's a little bit naughty, because I know it's all, fun and games at press conferences, but when you lay your hands on another man's face, whether there's an egg in it or not, you've laid your hands on his face.
John Fury confidently backs Tommy Fury, insisting Eddie Hall underestimates the challenge and will struggle once real exchanges begin. He suggests Eddie wrongly views Tommy's size as a disadvantage, whereas Tommy is a fast, sharp pocket rocket carrying surprising power. John criticizes Eddie's conditioning and questions his demand for shorter rounds, aiming to build Tommy's image as the more prepared fighter.
Don't know the fight game, they would go, please behave. He's the strongest man in the world, but I don't mean you can hit hard. I've been in the ring with big strong men before, like massive men. In boxing, you got to know how to punch and put your back and your shoulder and everything into it, and you got to put your knuckles over as well. It's not just about throwing it like that or like that. There's a whole technique to it, and believe it or not, the quicker the shot is, and it makes it harder. You got to have that whip in it. So, I don't know, listen, obviously, you don't want to get hit off him. You don't want to be in the firing range, but at the end of the day, I'd prefer to be in the ring with a big man like him than a nimble, quick 15-stoner that can bang.
John Fury expresses strong confidence in Tommy's ability to control the fight, suggesting Eddie Hall completely underestimates this challenge. Describing Tommy as quick and explosive, he believes speed and technique will overwhelm Eddie. John highlights impressive body shots from training and criticizes shorter rounds, suggesting it shows endurance concerns. While acknowledging Eddie's courage, John insists Tommy's superior skill prevents clean shots.
The chin with him, as you've seen today. Eddie Hall, when Tommy's fought him, he's not going to want to fight again. He don't know what he's in for. He thinks because Tommy's small, Tommy's like a pocket rocket, isn't he, compared to him? And I got that body belt and I'm feeling the power. He can't take that. That's why he wants to do 2-minute rounds, isn't it?
The analysis gives a critical technical breakdown of Eddie Hall's boxing limitations, questioning his ability to land decisive punches against Tommy Fury. Explaining that Eddie struggles with distance control, timing, and rhythm, these flaws hinder him. While acknowledging Eddie's right hand, he argues it is overused strategically. Unless Eddie adjusts his approach, Tommy's superior technical ability will give him a clear advantage.
But he thinks because Tommy's small, Tommy's like a pocket rocket, isn't he, compared to him? And I got that body belt on, I'm feeling the power. He can't take that. That's why he wants to do 2-minute rounds, isn't it? He can't do the 3. You know, I can't blame him. You've got to give Eddie all props because he's not a fighter. He's going to get in with Tommy knowing full well what can happen to him. And the only thing he's going to try and do is swing with you.
Wade Plemons delivers a harsh assessment of Eddie Hall's recent sparring footage, expressing clear disappointment. He questions the quality of training Eddie receives, suggesting the work done fails to translate into effective boxing performance. Reflecting concern rather than praise, Wade notes expected technical progress simply isn't visible. Pointing out major sparring flaws reinforces that Eddie's preparation remains far behind Tommy Fury.
And what I'm seeing makes me even more skeptical that that's possible, because he doesn't understand space and distance, he doesn't understand timing and rhythm, he doesn't understand how valuable his right hand is. And it seems like I'm being counterintuitive because all he's throwing is right hands, but he needs to value that thing. It needs to be, like I said, a weapon of mass destruction. You only bring it out at certain points so Tommy doesn't get a read on it, and also so you don't gap.
Wade Plemons delivers a harsh assessment of Eddie Hall's recent sparring footage, expressing clear disappointment. He questions the quality of training Eddie receives, suggesting the work done fails to translate into effective boxing performance. Reflecting concern rather than praise, Wade notes expected technical progress simply isn't visible. Pointing out major sparring flaws reinforces that Eddie's preparation remains far behind Tommy Fury.
That I just saw is abysmal. I don't know what Eddie's been training. I don't know who has been training him. I know that he has been training, but my goodness, I don't know who with, what they're supposed to be working on or why. But let me just show you what I mean. Eddie Hall, training footage and sparring footage just dropped, and
Dave Allen reacts to the matchup between Eddie Hall and Tommy Fury with surprise and humor, pointing out the unusual nature of a former world's strongest man stepping into a boxing ring. He questions the fight's dynamics and suggests that despite the rivalry, financial motivation likely drives both sides. His comments highlight how crossover fights blur competition and entertainment, with both fighters benefiting from massive commercial earnings.
Various reasons, and they're getting, I mean, Tommy's getting life-changing money, and you know, how can you, I can't knock that. You know, you're in the ring, it's a dangerous place to be, and you know, my job is if I see a fight that I feel he can win and I'll put him into it, then I'll do that, and it gets him, you know, gets him further up the ladder. Not only do I think he can win it, I think, you know, obviously you know, this is a high-profile fight, but he's getting a truckload of money for it. So, you know, it ticks all